Hello ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Unnamed here, and today in Space Engineers I'm going to be showing you my battleship, the Artemis. Now we're going to start off in the very back of the ship, and not the uppermost level, but we're going to start here, make our way up, and then work our way back down. So, here we have the medical room, 2 medical bays for your healing pleasure. Very good stuff. Ignore that. Don't worry about that. Coming out into this hall. Very well defended. Cryopods, 14 of them. We'll get to that. First things first. Let's head upstairs. Well, no stairs involved. These are still using the tubes. I'm gonna have to rework this a little bit so you actually do use stairs, but whatever. Here's the main bridge. A whole lot going on up here. A very nice view. Command consoles all over the place. Colt's nice command pack. And as you can see, very nice. Not exactly the most well defended, but this is just for flying around. If you get into a combat situation, well, we have a room specifically designed for that. Let's make our way back down. Now the cryopods, 14 cryopods for pretty much all the crew to just dock up and have a good sit, recharge, have everything taken care of. These are all conveyored up, so you're going to get plenty of oxygen, your hydrogen, your energy, everything. Interior turrets to take care of any pesky invaders who may have breached at some point. Our secondary bridge, the CIC or whatever you call it, Command Information Center, whatever. Backup bridge in case the top one gets taken out, or in case you're in a combat situation. This thing is centrally located and buried behind enough armor where you're going to need an armada to punch into this. Moving forward, we have our conveyor systems leading all the way up to our railguns that are at the very front. You can get in and around very easily. Again, more interior turrets in case anyone tries to get in. Crew quarters. 4, 8, 16 beds in total, so pretty much everyone has a place to sleep. Moving down, that's interesting. I don't remember that ever being a problem. What the hell? Okay. Heading down, we have our production room. 2 large reactors, 2 hydrogen tanks, because this thing does run on hydrogen, a large storage container that houses pretty much everything you need. 2, 4, okay, so yeah, it was 4. 4 hydrogen tanks, because this ship does have hydrogen engines. In here we have a walkway leading to the front of the ship. Okay. And this is pretty much the front of the ship that's used for ramming. You've noticed there's a lot of heavy armor around here. Like I said, it's a ramming ship. Kind of, sort of. Pretty much, if you want to breach into a station or something, you have everyone lined up here ready to go. As soon as it hits, it breaks in and everyone can charge through. Heading towards the back of the ship. As you can see, we've got everything, oxygen tanks and all that. Again, buried behind at least 2 layers of heavy armor on top of these interior little areas. I really need to redesign this room. I don't like the way it looks, but some of you guys might. Whatever. Main engine room. Tons of batteries, gyroscopes, And believe me, you really do need all of these to get this ship to move at any kind of reasonable speed. Each room can be sealed off, and each room is hooked up with its own oxygen supply. So, you know, you're not gonna be gasping for air anytime soon. You can easily get to a different room and, you know, be able to breathe. 4 more large reactors. Trust me, you do absolutely need all that power. And heading back here, we have a fairly sizable hangar. As you can see, 2 jump drives. I think there are 4 total in this ship. I've probably got another 2 hidden somewhere. We've got ourselves some welders, so you can connect a ship up here. These get turned on over here. As you can see, and you can weld up a ship and have it repaired in no time at all. You've got connectors on the floor and back here for both kinds of ships that I've been working on. And the hangar doors. Now before, with these, I was using the pistons and the blast doors. Oh man, let me tell you, I had a lot of fun trying to get those to stop exploding on me. And, you know, unfortunately it's not really something that happens well, okay, it doesn't happen anymore, luckily, thank Christ for that. But it's still something that, you know, it's just awful when it does happen. I'm glad I don't have that issue anymore. As you can see, everything kind of closes up really nicely. I've got a nice large hangar door, 3 blocks high. I think that's 2, 5, 7 blocks long. I could have it longer. I can't really make it any taller. I wish I had a way of making it taller so I could get some of my larger ships in here. But for what it is, it's very, very effective. I love it. And like I said, you know, these are actually hidden behind the engine nacelles on the outside, so you're not going to be taking out these jump drives very easily. You're going to have to concentrate fire. And even if one still survives and you manage to jump out, it's no good. You're not going to be able to take this ship out. Now inside the hangar we've got 2 interior turrets, so if anyone does happen to fly in, they're not going to last very long. We've got cargo hooked up all the way to turrets on the bottom, as well as the large I'm forgetting how to talk. The large cargo container in the back, or not back, the middle of the ship. The large cargo container in the middle of the ship. Everything. Oh my god, I suck. I'm gonna kill myself. Not really though. Large cargo container, middle of the ship, everything's hooked up. All the conveyors, all the turrets, cargo supplies, connectors, everything is hooked up perfectly, as well as 2 more connectors on the outside of the ship. So I could house 4 fighters in here, maybe 2 more of my larger ships, my bombers, as well as 2 more bombers on the outside of the ship, all hooked up, all conveyed. This thing can serve as a mini carrier in its own right. Now this does not have an oxygen tank because it's a large hangar. Why would you... Like, this area is probably going to be coming under attack if there's anyone behind you. Why would you put oxygen here? That would be a waste of oxygen. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the outside. Because, you know, you're going to be interested in that. We've got all the hydrogen engines as well as the ion engines. So if you run out of fuel, don't worry, you're still pretty good. The underside is also very well protected. We've got 2 Gatling turrets, 3 missile turrets. We've also got 2 missile turrets on the side here, everything able to shoot downward, as well as these Gatling turrets on the side here on these little sticky out bits. Armor reinforcement in places that are absolutely vital. 2 layers of heavy armor. This is a ridiculously heavy ship. I've got the little nameplate right here, well lit up, so everyone can see what's coming for them. Oxygen farms, because people need to breathe and sometimes you just can't get the ice you need. It doesn't do well for producing hydrogen, but that's why I have the ion engines, and also a crap ton of batteries and more solar panels than I probably need, but, you know, redundancy. It's not just a word, it's a way of life. Now, also in this ship, I have decoys hidden all over the place, layered behind the heavy armor, so pretty much you're not going to really take this thing out. I've got decoys hidden in the front, I've got decoys hidden in the side, everywhere. I've got a camera in the front, as well as these hydrogen engines to help kind of burn through when you're doing a ramming maneuver. You pretty much turn your inertial dampeners off until you're pretty much right in front of them, and as you're burning, trying to stop, these are burning holes in the enemy ship. And the railguns, 4 of them with a camera behind some glass to give it a little bit of extra protection. These things can punch through, I think, about 3 or 4 layers of heavy armor, so they can do a lot of damage. And overall, just the design of this ship, like just here, 2 layers of heavy armor just to get to the engines, it's ridiculous. I'm sure in just about any kind of fight this thing would hold its own, no problem. Especially if it has a wing of fighters just stuck back here in the hangar. Yeah, it's going to cause some problems on the battlefield for any enemy stupid enough to try and attack it. Now, this is one of many ships I will be releasing on the workshop sometime soon. It is one of the larger ships I've actually built, not including my shipyard, which I've put a little bit of work in that. And to put it into context, my carrier ship here is maybe, I think, about half the size of this battleship. To put that into context, let's just go ahead and park myself here. Go ahead into third person. My little character here is about as big as one of these letters. Let's go ahead and zoom out so we get a full view of the ship. You can't even see me standing on there. I'm the little speck standing on the T. So yeah, massive ship. Lots of firepower. Bad news for anyone going up against it. Now this is just one of several ships I have in my fleet, and honestly it's one of the strongest. It is almost unstoppable. And I'm probably going to be doing some combat tests a little later on with some of these ships, so stay tuned for that. But for right now, this is just a little fly-through, a little demonstration of the refits and redesigns that I've been doing. Mostly on this one, and a couple new ships that I've designed that I'll be showing in one of my next videos. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.